Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 74. I'm your host, KCW. I hate paying bills. I hate them. I hate paying bills. I hate this part of living in a flat and being entirely self-sufficient. I hate bills.
All right.
And joining me this week, we have Slicer.
Hi, I guess.
Zero.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
And Kenshi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618, and if you can see me, I can see you. And if you can't see me, you might be about 3 seconds away from death.
You're already dead.
They can't see me. I can't see them.
There are 28 ninjas on this screen. They can all see you, but you can't see them.
And that's the voice of our guest this week.
And that's the reference segment of this podcast. And we have a guest on this week. We have Akito. Hello, Akito. Yay.
Hello.
Yay. So, what the fuck are we doing? Zero.
So I got Majora's Mask on Friday.
Of course.
And my Majora's Mask 3D and my new Majora's Mask new 3DS. Really nice.
How the hell did you manage to get a hold of one of those?
I got it in the first 2 minutes it was released.
Oh, that explains.
I was refreshing. I was on the page on GameStop, and me and my friend were in a Skype call or whatever. We were just refreshing. We were just like, we need this. Because we watched the whole Direct live when they revealed it. And so, yeah, I got it. It sold out 13 minutes after I got it. So I have it. It's really nice. It's gold, and I have Majora's Mask on it, and the Majora's Mask theme, and I've been kind of Majora masking all over the place. I beat it, also, because I've played it before, and I know what to do. Got all the masks and everything. Still playing it, though, because it's a lot of fun. Because I got it on Friday and I had work, I didn't get to play it until after work, which I got home at like 10:30. I didn't sleep that night. I was up playing it all night.
You're a gamer who got a new game. If you slept, I'd be disappointed in you.
And then I was going to go to sleep, and then get ready for work, right? But then my parents were like, no, we're going to go visit your sister. So you're coming with us, and you're not going to sleep. I was like, okay, sure. Okay, let's see how long I can go. And then immediately after that, it's like, okay, I got to go to work. I haven't slept at all. And you get to the point where it's just like you start to lose focus, but yet then you're focused. Then I had to do things like I had to bite my arm just to use the pain to keep myself conscious and focused on doing my job. And I had some really, really weird thoughts. I don't even know what they are anymore, but they was really, really weird. At one point I thought it was a podcast, and then I got really weird thoughts. I don't remember what I was thinking, but I was like, man, this is weird.
Boy,
I understand. Everyone ends up thinking sexy thoughts about me.
No, it wasn't anything sexy. It was just plain, like, insane. It was just, I don't even...
Insanely sexy. I totally get it. Don't worry about it.
And I ended up going 40 hours without sleep.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
Wow.
Because I had to work until, like, 10. Until I got done after 10. I got done at 10:13. I got home at 10:30. And then I fell asleep at 11.
I think my
you beat my record by about 8 hours. Also, I feel sorry for anyone that ate at your KFC.
You know what?
That night.
You know what? I was told that I was told, my boss was like, if you're going to come in like this, you should just call somebody else to cover your shift. She was really mad at me. She said we lost a lot of customers because I was very slow at cooking. And, not something I want to repeat, but you know what? I beat Majora's Mask. It was a lot of fun. I don't like some of the changes that they made, but other than that, they optimized a lot of other things. Like,
so what you're saying is it was all worth it?
Yes, it was.
There you go.
So other than that, on Monday I had an exam in my accounting class. because I have to do accounting because I'm a business major.
Bad memories.
I will.
Why are you a business
My
major?
class starts at 7:30. I normally wake up at about 5 a.m. to get ready and drive over there because it takes like 40 to 50 minutes to drive over there, and then I have to park and everything. I have to get ready and everything. I ended up oversleeping and waking up at 7. You know what? I made it in there 20 minutes late. I still got to take the exam, and I actually did pretty okay on it. I finished it in time. So I was really happy with that. But I come home, my mom's like, I know you left at 7. She's like, I was praying for you. I'm like, I did it, Mama. I did it.
Just like that.
It was literally just like that. I'm not exaggerating at all. So yeah, other than that, my arm's healed up pretty nicely, so I can start writing again.
Yay.
And
you're still dumb.
Oh yeah, and Casey's mad about the whole Baldur's Gate thing.
That too.
What do you mean?
You didn't finish the tutorial.
I got bored, and I died, and it was upsetting. And then I lost a lot of progress because I didn't save enough.
You chose the glass cannon, except for without the cannon part. Of course you died.
Those rats are hard. So hard.
It wasn't a rat that killed me, though. I went into a house and this dude came up to me and he was like, hey, I'm going to murder you. And I was like, no, please don't. And I didn't have any spells.
You did have spells, you just didn't
No,
set
I
them.
used them.
What did you use them on?
I had to find another guy in another house, and I killed him. And then another guy in another house killed me.
Well, that's your fault for being a home invader.
You know what? I like home invading. You can do that in Legend of Zelda just fine.
Okay. Zero. There is no penalty in that game for resting. And that's what resets your spells.
I know. But
you could literally go back to the inn, spend 1 gold, get all of your spells back.
Yeah, I'm probably going to give it another shot later, because Casey's really mad at me that I never finished the tutorial.
You suck.
But, you know, it's just the point and click thing, plus dying and losing all of my progress kind of upset me.
Strategy RPG.
Yeah,
but you can save at any time, too.
Yeah, but
there is a quick save button. This is an old school RPG. This is how it works.
I'm a very lazy saver sometimes. I've been too reliant on auto saves.
Well, that's what you get.
So, yeah. Casey's mad at me because I don't like Baldur's Gate at the moment, but I'll probably give it another shot when I get the chance.
Is that everything else,
yeah,
Zero?
That's it.
Okay. Ken?
Alright, so check this shit out. Okay, I'm sure you're aware that life bores me often, and that leads me to quickly do things that strike my fancy because I have little impulse control when it comes to things that catch my interest. I mean,
woo!
Yeah. That's why half of my story ideas hit me within 5 minutes I'm starting on the first chapter. But anyway, I'm digressing to my actual point. There's a pro wrestling school about 45 minutes from my house.
What?
And I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. And I'm in good shape. I think you can see where this is going.
So,
Ken,
yes?
you do real fighting. Why do you want to learn how to do fake fighting?
Because I've been a fan my entire life.
He wants to become the Kenshinator.
That is not going to be...
Hey, it's the Kenshinator. Kenny the Kenshinator.
I will stab somebody.
You might end up with the nickname Little Ken. You realize this.
That's not going to happen, ever.
That's a good one.
Little Ken the Kenshinator.
You could go with my nickname for you, which is Wild Kenshi.
What?
That's what's on the thing.
A Wild Zero appeared, a Wild Slicer appeared, a Wild Kenshi appeared.
That's literally what I have as their Skype names, by the way. I don't know whether I've mentioned this on the podcast before.
I think you have, but it needs to be mentioned again.
So that whenever they sign in, it's listed when it comes up, a Wild Kenshi appeared on Skype.
Beautiful.
Wild Kenshi is a good name for a wrestler, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, I looked into it, and I can afford the hell out of it. Plus, it lines up fairly well with my schedule. So I spent all of Sunday afternoon getting tossed around and learning the absolute basics that were that hard to learn because I already know holds. Fighter. I know holds. And aside from anything else, it's a bucket list thing that I felt the need to check off, if nothing else.
Good man.
Just like with the fighting, I'm not doing that shit to get famous. I mean, if it happens, sweet. If not, whatever. It's more to be able to tell my grandkids and other random people that come into my life that I did all kinds of crazy shit just because it was there and I could. Because that's what life is all about.
Are you just gonna come, like, walk up to people in the street and say, "Hey, I was a wrestler for a while"?
Hell no. But if it comes up in conversation, that's a topic.
Direct them to your trophy case?
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Okay, I need to make up like a little Fandom Flux logo trophy just so I can have Ken put it up on his wall. This needs to be part of his shitty list of things that he does because he wants to do weird stuff.
Right.
I should probably get health insurance though.
When you're talking to people, you can just rip open your shirt and you already have the belt on underneath. Just wear it.
Why would I wear it underneath my shirt?
No,
Well, so you get the
wear it
dramatic reveal, you know, like Superman, his thing, whatever, suit.
he didn't reveal that though. That's the thing.
No.
That was a disguise.
But it was a dramatic moment for the viewer, or reader.
When he comes out of a phone booth, he rips off his, shirt, belt there. Wrestling superhero. I mean, how many of those are out there?
It's a good question. There's a boxing superhero.
I mean, well, Wildcat and DC.
Yeah.
We need more wrestling superheroes. We need more...
There's a wrestling supervillain. I mean, Bane probably counts close to it, at least.
We need more Tiger Drivers.
He comes off very much like a luchador. Let's be real.
Because he broke Batman's back once, he wears a mask and he's Mexican.
Yes! That's exactly why.
Wait, he's Mexican?
He's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least.
I had no idea.
In some interpretations, he is Santa Priscan. Whatever that means. It's a fake country in fakey land.
Yeah, so that's my week. I did weird things. I got a wild hair up my ass and decided to go to wrestling school on Sunday because why the fuck not?
At least I hope it's a fake country, otherwise I just insulted a hell of a lot of people. That would come off really bad if that's a real country.
Maybe you should Google that really quick to make sure.
Okay, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, you're going to kill our worldwide appeal.
Because we had that.
You told me British people didn't like foreigners, and man, you...
Okay, Santa Prisca is a church in Rome. It is not a real place. The first thing that comes up is DC Comics, so...
Well, it's not.
Okay. Proceed.
All right. Anyway, that's my week. I mean, I should probably get health insurance, because, like, the main reason I haven't been booked for any fights in forever is because I do not have health insurance. That's kind of a big deal around here now. Didn't used to be.
Yeah.
Quick, go get some of that delightful Obamacare.
I can't. It's closed.
He's done a good job.
Yeah.
Affordable Care Act closed up, like, Sunday.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
For now. It'll open back up later this year, but for now I'm insuranceless.
Oh.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, most people without health insurance would probably stop doing things where they could get very, very seriously injured.
Yeah, but I'm a dumbass like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it. I mean, especially now that health insurance is ridiculous. It's either expensive or what you can get don't help you.
Who needs health insurance when you have...
When you have duct tape.
Yeah,
duct tape and glue,
I mean, you fixed your fingers with duct tape, right, Kenshi?
Yep.
I really wish I'd managed to put that photo up. Or, rather, I wish Kenshi had sent it to me so I could put the photo up. Oh, well.
You still want it?
No, you're right.
He's got that framed or something.
No, it's just on my phone.
Oh. I forgot I should be doing linked up. So, Majora's Mask DS. Anything else that needs to be linked? Oh, Baldur's Gate. And Ken, did you say anything that needs to be linked?
Nah.
The wrestling school, maybe?
You want me to? All right. I'll link that in a bit.
Ugh. Or just link a wrestling school so we don't, pick out exactly where you live.
Yeah, do that. I'll do that.
I don't care, but some people do, so,
With a few stalkers.
I don't need people finding me. I have enough problems as it is.
Yeah, you are the popular one that brought most of our subscribers when you feel like, mentioning that you're on a podcast.
Yeah, totally.
Alright, I'll go next because mine is going to be short, probably. I am now living in my new place. It is a flat. It looks awesome.
Right.
Still missing a few essentials, like a washing up bowl for the sink and stuff, so I can actually wash dishes. But, yeah, paying bills. Sucks. Did I mention that? I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about paying bills is the best experience.
Literally all of them came through yesterday, and I spent a couple of hours freaking out about how expensive water is.
The adult life. Don't you love it?
In fairness, it's cheaper than my electric bill's going to be, but that's because I use a fuck ton of electric because, computer and stuff. But, 30 quid a month for water is kind of a tough pill to swallow.
We have
Unfortunately, that pill would be much easier to swallow by water, but that just makes the pill bigger. Go figure. Terrible joke. Really unnecessarily complicated. But never mind. What else? Oh, yeah. I had an idea for a fic a while ago. Basically, a Skyrim self-insert. But by self-insert, I mean actually, genuinely me with all the flaws that I have. So, sunlight bad, can't see very well, no depth perception, all that stuff, in Skyrim.
I still say just become a vampire as fast as you can, and you'll be fine.
Except I literally wouldn't be able to go in daylight at all.
Well, yeah,
Ever.
no, you'd be screwed in the daylight. But I mean, every other time, you'd be fine.
At least you'd be powered up at some point.
Yeah, so I thought that would be a good idea. And I thought, I got that Naruto Fox chapter. It's like half done. I should probably get that done first. Hey, you know what? I'll get the new Ruby soundtrack that came out, and that will help inspire me, because usually, I listen to music and then, hey, this music's great. I want to write something. And that's somehow how my process works. I listen to new music and it's like, hey, be inspired and stuff. And it totally worked.
Yeah.
Except I ended up being more inspired to write the Skyrim thing for some reason. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to get that out before I do anything else.
Welcome to how I write things. I wait till I cannot think about anything else but writing it, and then I write it. All in an evening.
I think that's pretty much it for me. There's not much else for me to talk about. Thank you, Kenshi, for that link to the random wrestling school. Did I talk about anything worth linking? I don't think I did.
Maybe they have a place near my house, and I could learn to be a wrestler.
Oh, you definitely do.
Oh, tell you what, I'll link Destiny's Child. Bills, bills, bills.
Really? All right.
That's a thing.
Yeah, why not?
Casey wants someone to pay his telephone bills, his automobiles.
That would be nice, except for the automobiles. I don't actually have one of those. or any intention to get one. That's the kind of nice thing about not being able to see. You don't have to pay, like, anything towards cars at all. Get a fucking bus pass and you're okay. It's great.
Ride the bus with all the plebes.
Plebs.
Plebeians.
Ohio Valley Wrestling is recognized around the world as one of the finest professional wrestling training facilities in the industry. OVW counts among its many accolades that once was one of the official development programs for World Wrestling Entertainment. Yay!
Yeah, that's nowhere. That's not the one that I go to. It's nowhere near my house.
They have trained over 100 superstars.
How many has your school done, Ken?
I don't know.
They
I don't
train-
care. I don't care about the other people. It's me that I'm worried about.
You need at least one superstar. You need a superstar just all over the place.
Okay, Slicer.
All right. First off, I had to break my promise because I was getting tired this morning, and so I drank some of that energy drink, 14-hour one.
Yeah, you did.
About a third of it. And for some reason, I didn't really taste it. And, I mean, it worked. It kept me awake, and I wasn't, like, jittery with energy, so it did work out really well, actually. But during the manga reflux, I just chugged the rest of it because I was getting tired again, and holy God, that was a taste. That was something.
What did
Like
it taste
Satan
like?
jizzed in my mouth. Disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a thing. It works, but not recommending that flavor. Oh boy.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Yay.
Moving on from that, I did a blind play of Darkest Dungeon. I put it up on the channel. Like 70
pretty cool.
people watched it. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome,
Yeah,
actually.
it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It does a great job of showing off how lucky you can be, and then how rapidly things can go to hell.
Yep.
Doing pretty great in that final battle in the dungeon. Just half my team's insane and half dead. Or mostly dead, or actually dead. I forget. It didn't go well.
Yeah, I think like 3 of them ended up being mostly dead, at least at some point during that fight.
Mm.
By the end of it, only one of them was, so like I said, you got lucky.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I-
Best RNG.
That game requires very little actual skill. Like I was telling Ethan in the comment in that video, you pretty much get a handle on everything pretty quick. I mean, you get the gist of things, you gotta upgrade the town and get the skills, and beyond that, it's all random number generator. And it's fun sometimes when the game is agreeing with you, or even if it's going slightly bad, because then you feel challenged, and then you miss 4 times in a row and you get 3 criticals and your team's dead. Just in one battle.
Or having they gain so much stress from getting hit. They gain anger.
It's not really fair.
I love that game, but I hate it so much.
It did lead me to an interesting realization, though. I like skill-based games. The difficult skill-based games.
Just not
if I
stealth
fuck up in
ones.
Dark Souls or Binding of Isaac, it's my fault. It's kind of iffy with Isaac, but because that's luck-based on what items you get. But same general concept. It's my fault, not the game. But in that game, Darkest Dungeon, it's you can do perfect and still die
Yeah.
because the game decides you're dead now.
I was trying to think of good skill-based games for you that are hard.
Splinter Cell. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's stealth, and Slicer can't do stealth.
I can do stealth. I just kill everyone first, and then I can be as stealthy as I want in the empty building.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Besides, Splinter Cell was famous for being difficult at first. It stopped being that after a while.
It's good strategy game or skill.
Super Meat Boy is an obvious one. I don't
Yeah.
know how you played it.
I was considering getting that, but that might be too much.
Monaco's
It's a very good game. It's not quite as hard as people make it out to be, and it is very fun.
Yeah, I'll give it a try if it's a sale or something.
They ramp it up very well. So, you can feel yourself getting better as you play it. That's pretty much the only one that I can think of, I think.
Monaco's a pretty good one for that, for skill-based. using the right tool for the job and adapting to your situation before.
It's very co-op based, though.
Oh,
This is true.
I've never actually heard of that one.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit. It was okay, I guess. Not good enough that I kept playing it, though. So, I don't know.
Well, next thing, my government aid FAFSA thing for college, it's taking so long that I have actually fallen behind in classes because the temporary program, the free version of the software I used to take my tests and stuff, it ran out, and I don't have the money available to get the full version. And not only that, but since I only take one class, my prep class that I want to get out of the way, I'm not a full student, so I have to pay my loans out of my own pocket instead of getting grants for them.
Ouch.
So it's incredibly possible that I will not be doing college anymore. Because we can't afford that. We're poor. Very poor. Yeah. So that was a thing. I thought, like, full-time college student meant you were going to all your classes. Like,
No, you have to have a certain amount of credits, hours.
Yeah.
If I only do one class, I get 3 hours. I need 12 to be considered full-time. So I need to take 3 more classes this late. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So yeah, that's the thing. Lastly,
So you're gonna be picking it up in the autumn, I guess.
Probably.
I almost said fall. What
I
the fuck?
didn't want to do it to begin with, and yeah, it's gotten tiresome. I just want to take some damn classes, not deal with all this crap. No, well, it was a thing. I'll find something else to do. Lastly, and what I did after I drank some of that noxious energy drink, I started writing my second chapter of Dark Souls. Or rather, I played some Dark Souls. I wrote down notes, which are, let's see, spelled terrible, in the wrong order, and with terrible, terrible handwriting, because I don't write by hand anymore, ever. Yeah, that...
Yeah.
Using those notes is an adventure. But the actual writing of the chapter is going weirdly well. Like, my process for doing stuff when I write things is, what would Naruto do in this situation? And then change it slightly to add things, what would my Naruto do in this situation? I don't have to worry about that in this, because it's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to briefly talk about doing self-inserts as, like, training wheels for writing real characters. Because what you do when you're writing a self-insert is you put yourself in the mind of a character, but the character is you, so you're already in that mind. It's already all set out for you. You know how you would react because it's you.
Unless you don't really know yourself.
It takes a bit of self-awareness, but it's easier to write yourself than it is to write another person. It's like training wheels, so you could write how you would do it, and then you have to just take the extra step of writing it how someone else would do it. Trying to think how they would think rather than how you would think.
Yeah.
It was a thought.
I have it even easier, because most of the interesting developments is just me screwing up in the game. Like, I got arrogant and tried to fight the Black Knight with a Zweihander I didn't even have the strength to use. And so I died a few times, and that's going to come into play. Then I got invaded, which is going to be, spoiler, where the chapter ends after that happens.
Yeah, you're taking a very proactive approach to being in the Dark Souls world.
Yeah.
I would not be doing that because it's me.
The way
I would spend a lot more time freaking out about the fact that I'm in a medieval setting, and medieval settings are not kind to people who are, let's say, differently abled.
Right.
Because I'm being all kind and nice about it for some reason. I don't know why.
That's
I feel
the
like that
beauty
would
of
go
wearing
better.
a helmet. Nobody could tell.
Mm.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. It's Skyrim, so maybe Nords would be nice to people that are very, very, very obviously blonde. That seems to be a racial trait.
Seems like it. How they'd react, actually. Oh, it's interesting.
There aren't any disabled people, so... Except for all those gods that had arrows in their knees, apparently.
Right.
No, they just...
Oh!
Several hundred.
I tell you one thing that I found. There is actually another line that is very similar to that.
What's that?
There is another example of that. They did do separate ones. I used to be one of the best Stormcloak soldiers in the army, and then I took a sword through the chest, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a different one. You
That
just
in
never
the
hear
game?
it
That
because
sounds kind of familiar.
it is in the game.
It's in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are alternate versions. You just never hear them because no one ever wants to side with the Stormcloaks ever.
Right.
Because they are absolute dicks.
Unless you're a Nord. And then it's like, woo.
Even then, you still kind of see them as dicks.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I decided just to be different. I was a Nord with the Imperials, and then I was a Wood Elf with the Stormcloaks.
Should have gone with Dark Elf with the Stormcloaks. That would have
Yeah,
been interesting.
I should
I'll
have
go
gone.
again.
I should have gone with Dark Elf.
I say it would have been interesting. It would absolutely not have been interesting. They wouldn't have reacted in any different way at all.
Yeah.
There might
It
have
would have been exactly the same.
dialogue, pretty much.
Yeah.
No.
They should have added it in like that, but that's just too much. That's too many variables.
Yeah, too many variables to say, hey, you're this race, and thus they will say this instead of this. That's too much.
Well,
even have to
your
change
alignment as
That's
well.
fine.
No, not even that. I mean, the Imperials would treat you the same either way. It's just the Stormcloaks, so they could have done that quite easily.
True.
To
Skyrim sucks.
finish
Sorry.
up the Dark Souls thing, I can't just cut out invasions entirely, because they're a pretty big part of the Dark Souls universe. So, yeah. The way I'm doing it is just, they're automatons, effectively. They're mute, they can only communicate through the emotes that you get in-game. So, it's not going to elaborate on it at all. They're just enemies or allies. Just dressed really funny, usually.
Oh god, you're gonna get the King Jeremiah ones with the stupid headdress thing.
Yeah, probably. I'm doing this all organic. If I get invaded by somebody wearing that, that's what's going to happen in the story.
You're gonna chop it off. You better try to chop it off.
Maybe. I don't know. Sounds interesting. But yeah, that's my week, pretty much. I think there might be more, but I can't quite remember right now. Oh, right. I failed to mention it because, yeah. When I had the energy drink, I had not had food in 12 hours. And so...
Oh, that's why you have... Oh, no
Yeah.
wonder.
Yeah, my metabolism is really fast, also. Like, I had food 30 minutes ago. I'm already starving again. So, yeah.
That's what energy drinks do.
I know, yeah. I never actually factor that in until I'm lightheaded and cannot feel parts of my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have just lost some of your muscle mass trying to metabolize that. Well done.
I didn't have much to begin with. It's fine.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Akito. Keep it within the week.
In the week, been working, mostly get off of work and trying to write again. It's been about 6 years since I've written anything, and it's been an interesting experience doing that again, because I realized how poor my older stories were.
Yeah.
And, you read over them and look, and I should have been shot for this.
Yeah.
Like,
just even looking over the first chapters of some of my stories, I'm like, no, this is not good.
what the hell were you thinking? I don't know, man. I don't know. Did that, and I downloaded Darkest Dungeon, and that's been taking up quite a bit of my time in between working and hating my life from playing that game where I win, and then I lose terribly.
Aww.
And yeah, like, yay, all in just one fell, breath. More often than not, no, just, I got my car fixed finally. That was kind of nice.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Had to change wheel bearings in there that apparently were bad, and no one told me, because I'm not a car person.
Yeah,
Had to have had my brother tell me, like, yeah, you know that screeching sound? That's your wheel bearings. Oh. Is that bad? Yeah, apparently it's bad.
No
No,
way.
No. Everything else is good, so, I mean, it's a little bit of screeching. I don't hear it. I got music. Don't care about other people on the road.
And people need to do more wild shit like Tenchi does.
Sure.
If we had a wrestling thing out here, we would. I mean, all we got are casinos. And I like my money, so I don't play.
Located in Louisville, Kentucky, OVW's training center is under the supervision of OVW owner Nightmare Danny Davis.
See, out here it wouldn't be wrestling, though, because it's New Mexico. It's luchador. Although, I can become Bane. Yeah. I'll be back. I'm going to go buy a luchador mask.
Yeah, and if you did it, people would hate you because you're white anyway, so...
Yeah.
Luchador,
well, he's wearing a mask. No one will be able to tell.
They can see my skin. I'm paler than shit. I'm paler than shit.
If you have pale shit, you have other problems.
You're a bird.
But no, that's been my week.
Okay, I missed, like, the beginning of it, so anything worth linking?
Not really.
Okay, cool. Alright, first topic is the Starscream. So, the underling that wants to replace the boss, basically, I guess.
Yeah, I like this.
Ooh.
Yeah,
This-
so...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Now you can go.
I was just gonna name one of my favorite examples. Is from a Familiar Zero right now.
Oh,
Okay. I don't know anything about this series.
I do.
Okay.
Just the bishops are wanting to take over the kingdom, and, well, because, again, it's better than the leader as they were. They're smarter, but the kingdom has more power, I should say.
Mm.
Yeah. I guess, Code Geiss's, the Britannian Empire pretty much runs on Starscreams.
Yeah.
The old emperor gets replaced by the one that manages to beat him, whether through political, social, economic, or, assassination power,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's basically it. Everybody's a Starscream in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is Vegeta Starscream? I mean, his plan was to become immortal, then kill Frieza when he couldn't die anymore.
Basically, yeah. That's a pretty damn good example.
Here's an example. The Sith. There we go.
Yep, the apprentice kills the master every time, or that's the idea?
Yeah.
They kind of hand wave that in the Old Republic a little bit.
Yeah, the Sith. That's basically we're all Starscreams.
Kind of, yeah.
Would tradition make it a Starscream at that point, though? I mean, it's tradition in the Sith for that, so...
Well, not really. It's not a requirement. I mean, like I say, in the Old Republic, the plot is you, as an apprentice, get the notice of Darth Barris, who is kind of a dick, and most of his missions involve you ferreting out all of his spies and infiltrators and killing them because they're not useful to him anymore. Foreshadowing. And then he basically gets you to go and kill his master. So it's not entirely necessary that you kill your master, it's just that if you feel that you could do better than them or you want their position, then you can take it by killing them.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily have to happen. You can leave them alone if you feel inclined and go do something else. but you know,
Screw this Sith Lord. I'm gonna go make my own.
okay. I don't know what that means.
Not checking.
Yeah.
This is really what it means.
I was gonna include that, but I felt that would be too obvious.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that asshole Benny from New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, pretty much. I like that guy, though.
You like
I
him?
really shouldn't.
Why?
He has a nice suit.
You can get his
Shot
suit.
you in the
Yeah, I
face.
killed him and took his suit.
He shot you in the face and ran from you at every opportunity.
But at the time, you were a random dude. How many random dudes do you shoot in that game?
They attack
What
me.
did you think?
I don't play rogue. I only fight when forced to fight. I'm a peaceful man with bad intentions.
I think
When you first met that Legion dude in the city where he burned everything to the ground and put everyone on crosses, did you kill
I
him?
didn't kill him. 'Cause
Then you're a wuss.
I would have lost.
But at
That's-
least you're not a hypocrite.
That's exactly why I didn't kill him, because I would have lost. In that situation, I would have shot him, but I would have lost. Because in addition to being a man of justice, I'm also very selfish.
Mm,
But at least I admit it.
Fair enough.
sure.
The truth shall set you free on it, yeah?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I did like that suit, though. It's a nice suit.
Should have killed him for it.
I did kill him for it. You've got to kill him. I don't think you can let him get away particularly well, unless you let him get away and then let him get away when you're working for Caesar, which I wasn't going to work for Caesar. You kidding me? It's fucking Caesar. Sorry, Kaiser. That's it.
I worked for Caesar just so I could fucking fight Colosseum
Kaiser.
and kill him with a sword. That's the only reason I worked for Caesar.
Kaiser.
Caesar.
Damn it.
Stealing other people's jokes is awesome. Okay. We were talking about Starscreams.
yes, we were.
I'm trying to think of more awesome. I'm trying to think of awesome star screams.
Does Starscream count?
Starscream.
It depends on which version of Transformers you're looking at.
Yeah, there's a few of them that... Wasn't one of them him trying to turn good?
Yeah, that was sucked.
I like the Starbomb version.
Yeah,
to be
that's what I was
honest.
gonna say. The Starbomb version.
Hey,
It's just-
hey everybody, I'm Starscream. Hey, Megatron, you're going down. I'm gonna win. I'm Starscream. Good Starscream rules.
God, we're lame.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
He's just like in that Starscream. He's like, and now Starscream, bring it out. And Starscream's like, hi, I'm Starscream, and just like snickering, saying, Megatron going down. You can't like hold it in because he's really like he's not on their side. It's great.
Oh, man.
Megatron, I had a really good time.
What is this? What's happening right now?
You really need to listen to the Starbomb.
Listen to the Starbomb album.
My favorite's
Both of
still, the hero of rhyme.
Mm,
Yeah.
Fine, I'll listen to the Starbomb album. God.
yeah.
I referred for a lot of songs about dicks, though. That's kind of their thing.
Yeah.
In the first album, they stopped doing that in the second one a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot. I don't think there are any in the second album. Go figure. Starscreams.
Slane from the new Aldnoah Zero seasons actually pulled a Starscream and succeeded.
I don't know anything what you just said.
I need to catch up when I'll know Zero. I dropped like halfway in.
Oh, you're missing it. It is beautiful, beautiful show.
You know, Junpei's probably a bit of a heroic Starscream. A little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's like, I'm gonna be the main... Yeah.
No, you're not. Just
No, it's not.
Go back to being a side
You talk
character.
too much to be a main character in a Persona game.
It's true. It is.
Yeah.
Kabuto from Naruto.
Does he count? He didn't really Starscream
No.
anybody.
He was gonna be a Starscream, and then he ended up not being a Starscream.
Sasuke technically is a Starscream.
Yeah.
In fact, he's a Starscream several times over.
Yeah.
True.
Farragut's a Starscream from Bleach.
Farragut.
Farragut was the lead. He was the leader of Fuegamundo, and then Aizen took it from him.
Yeah.
So taking it back, I don't think technically he counts.
He still wants.
He was
to kill him.
downgraded to like what, number 3, number 4,
Number 2.
like that.
He was number 2.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't happy with it, but he never tried to take it back over.
No.
So.
I don't know whether he actually implied that he wanted to, or that he ever thought he could.
I mean, he did get his ass kind of easily beaten by Aizen, which is why I think. Cause,
Why he was so accepting of it, yeah.
right,
Because he just didn't have a chance.
you can't sit
Which
there.
he hated, but, you know.
Well, you can't sit there and think that they would, all of them be all cool with the fact that, hey, I'm taking this place over. I've made you what you are, yeah, but, I'm taking this over now. There had to have been a few Arankar that had been like, hey, no, I don't agree.
Yeah. Okay, question. What makes a better Starscream? One that's successful or one that's not?
Oof.
I like the
I'd say
temporary successful. Like, it seems like he beat his boss, but he didn't. And then things
Well, it
just
depends on how awesome the boss is. Like, do you really want the boss to win? And likewise, it also depends on the character. Like, if the character is an awesome Starscream, and then they manage to, like, do something really cool, and boom, the boss is gone, you're like, oh, okay, I like this. This is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I tend to root for the more competent Starscreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the more competent. If it's just like, oh, they used some sort of dirty trick to get the boss out, the boss needs to come back and make everything right, because the boss is probably really awesome.
Well, I mean, if they fall for the dirty trick, though, I mean, are they good enough to really be the boss at that point?
If you're the boss, you've got a lot on your plate, so some stuff has to fall through the cracks, and maybe Starscream just got lucky.
Yeah.
Or the only reason that he won was because he was so close to the boss, and thus
Knew
everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't about skill or power or anything like that. It was just
about getting close.
I knew everything.
Yeah. It's like I cheated.
Yeah.
Oh, the coup d'etats.
Yeah, sometimes Starscream attempts don't go well. Like in History's Strongest Disciple, Loki tried that on his boss. He tried to make a whole new group of nameless mooks that he had apparently trained himself, and tried to get Berserker, the number 2 guy, to turn on the boss with him. But Berserker didn't give a fuck, so he just...
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
That was pretty good. Loki was good as a Starscream because he was such a dick. I mean, like, there's not one solid method for getting a good Starscream. You can make a good one because you hate him, or a good one because you like him, and you want them to succeed. But, Loki was probably a really, really good example because it was so cathartic seeing him get his shit pushed in because he was so conniving. And in a setting where it's all about martial arts and doing things honorably, it kind of fit that he was very much a villain in that. even more than the actual villains.
Well, it begs the question: which is a which would be Starscream? Can good characters be a Starscream at that point to take over, say, a incompetent good guy's position?
Yes. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. It sounds familiar, like I've seen that before. I can't remember where I've seen it.
Dan, Street Fighter.
What's he ever taken over?
Well, no, he's gotten stuff taken over from him. I mean, he's incompetent.
But he's not a leader of anything. He doesn't...
He owned a dojo at some point that got probably destroyed a few hundred times. I mean, look at the people he hangs out with, infinitely stronger than him.
Trying to think of a good guy Starscream. And
I don't know. I kind of like the sort of charming in their annoyingness persistence. Starscream is obviously an ideal of this because he was just so pathetic, and yet he kept trying. It was kind of admirable.
in a weird way.
One of those you feel the
Eventually, he was
pity.
going to succeed. Through just sheer chance, he was going to succeed eventually. And that was nice to see. It was even better when he failed later. It was revealed that he actually failed, and Megatron came back and just kicked his shit in pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know. Make a good story. I like it when the more competent Starscream takes over. That's nice to see.
Yeah. Would Buggy be considered a Starscream? I mean,
Not really.
From what?
He didn't take over anything, or even try to take over anything. He was just, I'm gonna take this devil fruit and sell it, or I've eaten this devil fruit, so now I'm not gonna beat Gold Roger, so I'm not gonna take this over. I'm gonna go start my own crew. See ya.
and then all of his crew right now is just infinitely stronger than him.
So he could get Starscreamed rather quickly.
True.
I'm glad that's a verb. I'm glad that's a verb. Get Starscream. Makes me happy for some reason. Speaking of Starscreams from that series, Blackbeard to Starscream like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. No.
No.
No?
No?
He never intended to take over.
Oh, okay. No, he didn't. He just wanted to kill him.
He just wanted the fruit, and then he wanted to kill Whitebeard, and then just cause chaos everywhere,
Yeah.
because it's how Blackbeard rolls, I guess.
Because why not?
Because fuck it, the world's shit anyway, who cares? And, well, it's kind of not wrong.
Yeah.
That's more the Marines, though. I mean,
Yeah, but in that region of the world, it's the Marines,
yeah.
and that's it. And then there's all the other terrible things that are going on, so, yeah, he's kind of not wrong.
Point.
Anyone here played
Then again,
Disgaea?
huh?
Anyone here play Disgaea?
I tried playing it on an emulator, but it crashed.
Yeah,
so I
years
gave up.
ago I did.
Well, Etna, the sidekick of the main character in all
Oh,
of them,
yeah.
is definitely one. And she's not even subtle about it. Baharl even
Yeah.
knows. It's kind of says. Like,
Yeah, she basically says outright, one day I'm going to kill and replace you.
It's kind of a trait apparently all demons have once they get powerful enough and they're the lackey. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of expected,
Why-
but works.
Why be subtle when, I mean, it'll happen sometime, as you said. Enough tries, and by chance it'll happen.
Sort of. It's kind of implied in canon that the Overlord is just so much more powerful than everyone else, they can't even do damage to it.
I need to try playing that game again at some point.
It's really grindy. I hope you have 120 hours.
I guess. If I don't get called into work on my birthday again, that'd be nice. Still bitter about that. Fucking Christ.
You gotta pay attention
audience.
no matter when your phone goes off. You gotta pay attention.
Audience, it was my birthday yesterday as of the day that this is going to go up, so yay, me!
Happy birthday!
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Woo.
Bring cake.
Yeah.
Internet cake. Let's bake it now.
Yeah. We talked about Starscream enough?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
All right,
Just examples, we gave what we liked about them, that kind of thing.
Next topic is achievements in ignorance. So this was a topic someone gave. Was it Ken or Zero?
Troper gave it to me.
Yeah. So this topic is when a character is incredibly stupid and moronic and stupid, probably Naruto, and managed to do something amazing, even though that was clearly not what they intended to do in the first place. They just did something stupid and it worked.
They're so ignorant that and kind of insane that they accomplish the impossible. Good example of this it's a well-known in Gurren Lagann. Kamen is like, let's just put this robot on top of this robot and it will work. And somehow it ended up working because he had the right robot.
It wasn't even so that it could work. It was so that he could have a crest on his robot, like Viral had.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, let's combine, Zemo. And it's like, we can't do that. That doesn't work.
Yes, we can.
And then it worked.
He forced it with manly spirit.
That's
and
basically
that is
it.
oddly enough exactly what runs the robots. So it works.
That's a very unfortunate phrase.
Manly spirit.
Forced it with manly spirit.
Yeah. I
Great.
know. I'm not going to change it. That's how it came out.
Another example would be in Sword Art Online, when Kirito does the whole gun gale online, and he does the whole bullet dodging game. He's just like, I was simply anticipating the target line indicators of where the shot was about to be, and all the players are like, what? How you could do that? We never thought of that. Of anticipating where the shots would be? In a gun game?
So basically, Kirito is a practitioner of gun kata, is what you're saying to me now.
He uses a sword. He's in a gun
I
game.
might actually have to watch the second season of Sword Art Online now. God damn it!
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he takes his sword and a pistol, and he's like, that's it. I got an energy sword and a pistol. That's all I need in this gun game. Yeah. It's just...
Robotech has that when they tried their first little space fold. Granted, it doesn't really work out all that well because they take out a city with them, but, you know. The bad guys, you can't do that. Well, they did.
Another example of just achievements in ignorance. There's actually an achievement in Pokemon with Bidoof. It has the ability Unaware, which allows the user to ignore the opponent's offense and defensive boosts because it just doesn't even know. It's just ignorant.
It doesn't even work.
It does, though. Its ability is Unaware. It's so ignorant that it ignores your offensive and defensive boosts.
That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, and also, it's explained that the move Amnesia also works this way. You basically forget the damage to boost your special defense.
I didn't know that could hurt me. I guess it doesn't. What?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you don't know fire is bad, fire won't hurt you.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and in Portal 2, Cave Johnson doesn't actually know how science works. And because he doesn't know the limitations of science, he can make a portal gun. Because he's
Also
that
gives them
ignorant.
cancer. So, I mean, good with the bad.
Yeah.
Or
Mantis
turbo
men.
cancer, whatever they called it.
Mantis Men. I mean,
the
come
Mantis
on.
Men. I have a Mantis Men T-shirt actually that my friend gave me. It's great.
Luffy is probably a triumphant example of this.
Yeah.
There are so many situations where he just walks in, does something stupid, and it somehow makes everything better.
I remember that one fight he had with Inaru. Like, the dude could sense his punches coming, so he just threw his punches.
He just stopped thinking.
That was one thing, and then later on he just started throwing his punches off of random surfaces, so that even he didn't know where his punch was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that achievement in ignorance or just sheer dumb luck as a trope, though?
Both, but also the fact that he was going to fight L, and it was like he was the natural counter because he's a rubber man against a guy that is electricity, but he didn't know that. He was just going to go fight the big strong guy that was trying to kill everyone, and it worked.
Because he's Luffy, that's what he does. It just turns out that he was the best man for the job that ever existed.
Yeah, it was just sheer dumb luck, but you know, it was an achievement that he didn't know he would be able to achieve. He just fucking did it.
Yeah. Like, in the original Dragon Ball, Goku just shows up at the tournament, right? And they're like, how'd you get here? He's like, I swam from the other side of the world. Like, what?
But you have a cloud. But you have a cloud, dude.
But he just swam. That's it.
But it's training, so we did it.
Yeah. He just swam. They're like, okay. Sure. You know that's impossible,
good exercise.
Right? Yeah.
Here's one I didn't know counted, but in the beginning of Hajime no Ippo, when Takamura tells him to catch the leaves, he wants him to use both hands, but he never says it, and Ippo catches 10 leaves with one hand instead.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Also, Naruto and Sakura passing the first phase of the student exams. That, yeah. I mean, maybe Sakura passing, but she was about to give up, so I guess that kind of defaults it.
Naruto's is more of an achievement in ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naruto giving his speech works. I don't think the rest of it does.
Sakura just straight up passed the if it was actually scored, Sakura just straight up passed the test, because she's Sakura. Not retarded, so.
Yeah.
Well, not so much not retarded as stupidly book smart over every other possible avenue of learning.
Right, and Naruto's is just, I'm screwed, so...
Fuck it.
Yeah. You know, he was more banking on his team keeping him alive in that one.
Yeah.
Alright,
Achievements and ignorance, that's always fun. It's used for comedy, and it's great when it's used for comedy.
More than anything else, yeah.
It's just like, I'm gonna go out and try and, like, for example, a lot of it's like when when a lot of characters try to cook and they suck at cooking. I actually was reading one light novel, where this chick, she sucked so bad at cooking that no matter what she cooked, it instantly became poison and whoever ate it died.
Wow.
Literally. Like, she was sent to this prison school thing type, like, where, like, this whole juvenile, or this whole, like, detention center jail thing, because she killed people by her cooking. On accident.
I remember this. Wait, wasn't that Reborn?
No.
There was a character that just couldn't cook and turned everything to poison.
There was, yeah.
Or she put poison in everything, I forget.
But this was something else. I think I recommended it before. It was a long time ago. I don't remember what it's called now. But, yeah, she's just like, hey, who wants to try my cooking? And she accidentally killed some people.
God, Reborn was a mediocre series.
A bit, yeah.
Just like start to finish, it was just mediocre.
It was like it tried to be one of the big shonen things, but then it wasn't.
See, that's the thing. At first it wasn't. It was a gag series for like the first, I don't know, 50 chapters.
And it tried to become shonen.
And it did okay at first. It felt like it was building something, and then it
got
didn't.
Really weird.
Yeah, 200 odd chapters and time travel 10 years in the future could have been interesting, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
People rag on it, but I really like that when the idiot savant discovers something nobody else did, because nobody tried it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the limits, so he discovered something new.
Yeah, that's a good
like
trope.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Granted,
Yeah,
I mean, that could very easily backfire and cripple you for life, but I mean, you know, he's gambling, I guess.
But I think what becomes a problem with achievements in ignorance is when, yes, it's played for laughs at the beginning, like, hey, this character's dumb, but, you know, they did something amazing because they were just that dumb. They didn't realize it was stupid, but it was awesome because it was stupid. And then everyone's amazed at how awesome this character is for being so dumb to think of something that no one else would think of. But then they keep doing it. And suddenly the character that is so incredibly dumb and everyone hates because they're so dumb, or at least the audience does, and then there's suddenly this messianic figure with sage wisdom all the time because they're so stupid they have such basic sage wisdom. I'm talking about Naruto, if you didn't catch that. Yeah. That backfired a little bit.
One of those. You understand that, yes, Naruto's not that bright, but when it keeps happening, like, you should be dead. You know, like, you know, your ignorance should have either wisened up, or you should be dead. Not somehow surviving.
I'm so glad we're done with Naruto, you guys.
I know, right?
I'm so glad.
At least until Kishimoto makes another Naruto.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
We're not doing that.
We've washed our hands. We just have the movie left, and then we're done.
You're done.
My friend actually brought that up, like asking if we were going to keep reading Naruto, and my answer was, unless Sawada, whatever her name is, and Himawari get porn-worthy and older, clearly, I'm just, no, I don't care.
That's slice
nice to know where your priorities are, Slicer.
I have no idea why this is a surprise to people anymore.
It's not a surprise. It's just confirmation, that's all.
I mean, you keep giving us more evidence, and it's just great to know who you are as a person.
Yeah. Never change.
I don't plan to.
Okay. Next topic? Yes, no?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Third and final topic before questions is Patreon. Okay. Let me clarify something right here, right now. We have a Patreon page. It is for donations to help support us doing the podcast and stuff, and the other stuff that we do on this channel. It is not to support us doing fanfiction stuff. If you would like to know why I'm clarifying that, it is because at the beginning of most fics, you get a little disclaimer that everyone writes. It goes something along the lines of, I do not own such and such a property that this work is based on. I do not make any money from writing this or using the characters that this is based on. So, it's a little bit of a worrying trend that fanfic writers have apparently started to latch onto Patreon.
Don't do that.
That's a bad idea.
That's bad.
First of all, that'll get your balls through to the wall. Second of all, if that happens too much, then they're going to crack down on fanfiction again. Or try to again.
Yup. See, fanfiction exists basically at the whim of creators and publishers and the owners of the copyright. That's it. If we piss them off too much or do things that they do not like us doing, like, say, for example, making money on their work, they will push back against you and against everyone that does it.
And some people might argue, but it's my work, it's not your work. You're using characters and settings already borrowed. If you're writing something that's just an inch away from being original, we've already discussed this, just make it original.
There is literally no point. Yeah. Just make it original.
But if you're like, writing.
In fact, that is exactly what 50 Shades of Grey did. That was Twilight fanfiction.
Yeah.
It was AU.
Yep. I found that out the other day, actually.
Really?
Didn't know?
I've known that ever since it came out.
Kudos to that fanfiction writer for getting, successful. But,
Fuck you.
of all things,
Yeah.
of all things to get successful, it was the smutty fucking bondage porn, yeah. But that was based on Twilight of all things. But you get the idea. Don't directly try and make money from your fanfiction. It is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's not it's not a good idea by any means, at all. Because although you might think, oh well, I wrote this, I deserve something. You don't. You're writing something based on somebody else's stuff, and even if you were writing an original story or something, still having a Patreon when you don't even have something complete is not good.
Okay.
If it's
Ish.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about Patreon. You can focus it on not necessarily time spent, but on how much you produce. So if you say produce a chapter, then you will get donations through. People can cap those donations per month. So if you say, for example, someone says they want to donate $10 every chapter that gets released, and the author writes 4 chapters in that month, but you cap your donations at $30, so you will never spend more than $30 on this one campaign, then that writer will get $30 from you.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's very much set up for this kind of thing, but you cannot use copyrighted work for it.
no.
You cannot. It is going to backfire spectacularly for you, and it's possibly going to backlash on everyone else that does this kind of thing.
Which
So
is
that is a
terrible.
public service announcement. Please
I guess
stop
not.
doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're saying, Slicer?
I was just saying, which is a terrible thing to do. Don't drag everyone else down with you. That's not right.
Like I said, this podcast, the Patreon page that we have going, has nothing to do with it has to do with the podcast, which is about writing. It delves into writing fan fiction a lot of the time, but we use that as an educational tool because I believe I see it myself as a stopgap between not writing at all and writing original stuff entirely from whole cloth.
It's to hone your craft.
Yes. It is a stepping stone. Nothing else. But that's what we do. We don't actually do anything fanfic-wise about this podcast and about the Patreon page. Occasionally, if someone were to donate the exact amount and asked for a commission,
Yeah.
that would be entirely up to them. We would not publish it. And it would be a one-on-one thing between us and the commissioner. Nothing else.
Yeah.
That way, no lawyers need to get involved. It is not a published work. It does not infringe on any... it does not tarnish the image of the original work, if you like.
So
So
suffice it to say, your Patreon isn't connected to your fanfiction accounts, as it were.
correct.
No.
So,
Exactly.
and again, that's, you guys have the great distinction of that, where I learned it from your accounts, but it isn't, you don't sit there and if you donate $20, you get this many chapters. No. Because that's,
It's basically, you go.
I might have been ignorant from it, because I've never actually, as far as the subject goes, I've never done it myself. I haven't written for years. But I've never even known that people were actually trying to make money from it before you brought this up. So it's actually kind of concerning now.
Yeah. I mean, I like that Patreon empowers people to be able to try and make money from the things that they do as a hobby. Just try and create something. I mean, what's been going on recently, as far as the internet is concerned, has been what I like to think of as a new romantic era as far as creativity goes. Like, the romantic era in history, like, around about the 1800s, was basically just a backlash against people doing commissioned works for rich people. Like, say, Mozart did a lot of commissions. The ruling class would ask him, hey, write me something that's awesome. And he would, okay, I'll write this thing. What's it about? It's about your daughter? Okay, fair enough. I'll write you a nice piece of music for your daughter. And it was a backlash against that. People wanted to write, and they wanted to write music, and they wanted to create for their own sakes more than anything else. And I feel like that's something that's happening now. Because people are going to YouTube, and they're creating films and shows and stuff like that. And it's all because they want to, and while, yes, they would like to get money from it, it's not the be-all and end-all goal for them.
Yeah.
Same with fan fiction. They literally can't make money from it. If they were playing by, the rules.
Yeah. We don't write for money, we write because we like it.
Yes.
It's fun.
And that is an amazing thing, but this is kind of turning it back a little bit, and
Muddying the water.
I would like people to be able to make money from it.
Wow.
Because then people could make more and do more amazing things, and they will be able to live on it and just spend their time doing this and being creative, and that would be amazing. But as the law stands right now, you cannot do that.
I'm looking on Patreon right now, and I'm actually not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disgusted by that. There's no. What was that, Slicer?
By what part?
People, for lack of a better term, putting up patrons for literally chapters. That, my God, that's it kills what the medium is for, and that's upsetting idea, to be honest.
It's just kind of a sneaky way to get away with commissions, honestly. Patreon is supposed to be about, making sure your favorite creator can create more of what they like, but if they're just donating for specific reasons, like make me something, and then they donate, and then they send like a private message with, hey, this donation is for so-and-so. The creator creates that, then yeah, that's abusing the system.
Well, no, these are just straight up, for lack of a better term, fan fiction, so-and-so per chapter. And it...
Yeah, that works if it's an original work. The only problem is...
they're not original.
Yeah.
And that's... it hurts, for lack of a better term, it hurts the medium overall. And...
So I just found something where somebody's getting like $90 per 3,000-word chapter.
Right.
Really?
I was actually going to link that up.
$90 per 3,000 word chapter.
I'm gonna need to see that. That's insane.
Wrong? Is it wrong that I want to stab that person, kind of?
No, it's not wrong at all. It's screwed up because even, I don't know, I've not ever seen this thing, but even then, it's using the universe, whether or not be the characters, I don't know for sure, but it's still using that universe, and it's going to kill the medium in which it's being... Oh, wow, that just...
Like if
I read this guy's stuff. I need to PM this guy about this and tell him to stop. I'm sure it's working out great for him and he's getting a lot of money from it, but no.
Well, 3,000 word chapter, I mean, shit, really? I know people who do,
I wrote a 12,000 word chapter the other day, like just a few weeks ago, for free,
Kenshi.
Like, you don't do that.
10,000 word chapters.
I warm up on 5, god damn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check how much I wrote last night. How much that was.
You don't do this Patreon thing. You don't. And
You're abusing the medium, and it's...
Don't do this with the legal system as it is.
Right.
If you want to do that with stuff that you can do that with, where it's legally okay and that there's going to be no backlash for the community or anything, like original works, then fine. Go ahead. More power to you, because it gives you the freedom to create. I'm glad of that. But no.
Yeah,
You have
like
to
if
do it within the realm of the laws, and this is not doing it within the realm of the laws.
if other people's fics get taken down because of you doing something like this, that's not cool. And that's something that might end up happening.
Right, exactly.
It won't just be like one person's fics. It will be the entire category.
Because you know how how governments work, they don't like to play with the surgical knife. They'll play with the tactical nuke, and
pretty much.
completely blanket everything out.
Now, it's not even governments that we're worried about. It's companies. It's publishers. It's copyright holders.
Oh man, especially Viz.
Then we're talking lawsuits. Not just at the people that are doing this specifically, but at the websites.
Yeah.
So fanfiction.net gets slapped with an enormous lawsuit.
Remember what happened the last time they did that? They removed the
Oh,
A for adult story section.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why that's gone, by the way. Somebody wrote I think it was a Power Rangers fic or something like that. The creator was like, no, I'm not okay with this. And they took down the entire thing.
So, I mean, they'll blanket ban everything, and then, you know, I believe I talked with Kenshi about this before in a private message of a whole different subject of quality of fics, but then you'll have no fiction going on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the internet. The community would recover. They'd go to another site and do it elsewhere, but
It wouldn't be
in the meantime, it would hurt so much because so much would be just gone.
It would scatter so many great writers to where you could find them, and they would be scattered throughout the place. And I won't speak for myself because I'm not one for convenience, as it were. I like it, but I won't. You know, if it's not inconvenience, I won't stop and look for it. If that makes sense, probably doesn't.
I'm going to say right now, if my fics end up getting taken down, I'm probably not going to re-upload them.
Or
Yeah. I might just write something else somewhere else entirely, but I would not re-upload them.
That was a depressing topic.
Yeah.
A bit,
bit,
yeah, but it needed to be done.
But it needed to be said, yeah. Okay. That being done, thank you for that topic. I forget who sent it.
That was... I don't know who that was, actually.
Nope,
It was a commenter. Question. First question. Kainov asks, would we do video on the podcast? I don't have a webcam. I'm not planning on getting one.
I have a camera on my laptop, and my mom has a camera on her laptop, so I could technically do video. I've done video with these guys before, and they've seen my face, but yeah.
And
your
not
voice
running
face
fear.
doesn't match your face. It's weird.
What?
That's the best friend thing. Your voice face doesn't match your face.
It kind of doesn't, actually.
What?
Slicer's voice matches his face perfectly. Like,
yeah.
That's what I saw.
You guys are just upset. You guys are just upset because I look a lot more manly than I sound.
No, you don't.
So.
I'm trying not to laugh.
At what?
0. Alright, I'm just gonna drop it now. But yeah,
Okay.
I have 2 cameras, an old Xbox One and then an actual web friend box.
Casey's exact reaction, I believe, was, "You look like a white dude."
Yeah. Pretty much codifies the example of a white dude. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, next question. Ethan asks, what would we do if we got stuck in SAO?
Sweet question. I like
We just
it.
go in order then?
Okay, Ken.
All right. Well, first of all, I would freak out for like 3 days to a week because I'm trapped in a video game and I'm going to die if I lose. And then after I burned myself out for like a week, I'd suck it up by getting angry at the sociopath that locked me in there in the first place, and proceed to handle it the way I handle all RPGs. Level grind and item farm through the first few areas until I had an ass load of loot and money, and was disgustingly over-leveled for the next few areas. And then I just use that edge to stay on top from that point forward, and go ahead frontline style. Alone. Fuck joining a guild. I'd make my own guild. It's just me in it.
You know what?
You would be Kenshi of the Warriors of Kenshi.
People would actually probably join your guild.
It'd be the One Kenshi Nation. My slogan? One Kenshi. Under no one. Untouchable with dominance and greatness for all. For me. Dominance and greatness for me.
Oh Lord Kenshi, hallowed be thy name.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too much
Like
or
the
not.
Republic, like the Republic of Dave, only Republic of Kenshi.
Hopefully that doesn't end that way.
Well, it wouldn't be a republic. It would be a monarchy. It'd be a dictatorship of Kenshi.
A military dictatorship, technically, because you're a warrior.
A Kentatorship. And my ultimate motivation to stay on the front lines and keep going ahead would be to escape and get back to the real world to find and skull fuck Akihiko for getting everyone into this. He wants to be God, I'll make him see God right through his eye hole. Right into his frontal lobe.
Kentatorship just sounds like you export potatoes.
I got taters, everybody. You see all those people on the front lines? Fuck them. I got potatoes.
How about a Kenshigarchy? Kenchocracy.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That's good, though.
Slicer?
Well, you know that battle healing skill that everyone just seems to ignore?
Yeah.
I would max that and become Justin the Invincible. Nobody could kill me.
Just incredible.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
incredible.
Let's go with that.
Just in case.
Yeah. But stuff like that, I'd max all those little skills that just keep you alive. And it didn't matter how grindy it was, I could put up with it.
Why the hell have you never written a Kim Possible self-insert fic? You have such a name for it.
I'm pretty sure it never occurred to him until just now.
I've tried to ignore it all my life. And thankfully it doesn't usually come up, but it has more in this podcast than it has in any other thing in my life. Oh, and also my first reaction to being stuck in a video game would be, yes!
Mm-hmm.
What about the dying part?
Yeah, that would be the bad part.
Okay.
Well, I have an addendum to this question that we can talk about after.
Also, that dying thing, I have just as much of a chance of being hit by a car or having some kind of horrible gun accident. So, I mean, yeah. Like, hunting with a large group of people is terrifying sometimes. Yeah. So it's about the same, really.
Zero?
I know for a fact if there was a major online game like Sword Art Online, I'd have my 20 friends from either Skype group in there. So I'd meet up with all of them, and we'd form a humongous guild. And so I would have meat shields, and we would all just grind and then be like, just play the game, like fun. And then if we're in a bad situation, we'll just sacrifice somebody. We're all
Probably
jerks.
the one who calls everyone the meat shields. I mean,
You know what? We
Yeah.
would all call each other meat shields.
My guild shits on your guild.
There is a pecking order in my Skype group, and I'm at the top, so...
There's a pecking
Yeah.
order in my guild too. It's Kenshi and then everyone that's not Kenshi.
well,
And then the dirt.
here's the thing besides Kenshi, because Kenshi, I feel, could overthrow that. With the pecking order comes coup d'etats, and you sound like you'd be very quick to be overthrown.
By
Not
himself?
Kenshi, though.
That's an interesting idea.
Listen, here's the pecking order. It goes Kenshi, the dirt, the worms inside of the dirt, Kenshi's stool, and then everyone else.
So, Kenshi could be his own Starscream, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I would Starscream the
Kenchi's
shit out of
school
myself.
could be Kenchi's Starscream.
Yeah.
Walks into a room, comes out half beaten. Don't worry, guys. I won. Gets myself.
The only one worthy.
I gotta look out for myself every day. When I look in the mirror and I look back at myself, I'm like, I'm watching you, motherfucker. I know you're ready for something. Don't try it.
Yeah.
I think I would probably always refer to everyone else as weak shields. That just seems like something
Yeah. Like, if you're gonna die, my first point would be, I'm going to raise my defense. I am going to be the tankiest little guy you could ever imagine. I do not want to die here. Everybody focus on defense. We'll worry about attack
if you're
later.
To die, be useful to me. Advance me.
What can you do for me?
There you go. I would be a terrible, terrible person, but I would
You'd
be
be like-
alive.
Hey, go check that box real quick. That's obviously a trap.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Thank you,
Kenchi's
dear.
guild
That's
application, you know? What can you do for Kenchi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you die for Kenchi?
Ask
Yes.
not what Kenshi
No.
can do for. Ask not what Kenshi can do for you. Ask what you can do for Kenshi.
That's the spirit.
And like Slicer, I feel like the main strategy would be, I'm going to overlevel myself as much as I can, and when there's boss fights, I'm not going to participate in them until everybody's sure that we're going to win, and then I'm probably not going to participate in them because they're all going to die.
I'll boss fight anyway. I told you, I'll frontline boss fight. I'm a fucking blood knight. I'll do that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do that.
Akito?
I'd probably be, you know, more like I'd sell stuff.
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Yeah. You know,
Alright.
well, I'd sit there, sell stuff. I'd be on the front lines if needed, but I'm more of the person who thinks of plans instead of, hey, I'm going to take that sword in the face. You guys kill him. No,
Yeah, you would hang back and be like you do blacksmith shit, and then you do event challenges and shit to get other items so you can make better blacksmith shit.
you know, I'll make sure everyone else can kill the boss. And I reap the rewards of money and not dying. That sounds good.
My goals would essentially be, I'm just going to make myself as tanky as possible, and I'm going to get the biggest sword possible and just swing it.
And player killers would be terrified of Kenshi.
Because Kenshi kills players.
Yes, players don't kill Kenshi. Kenshi kills players.
Instead of a PK, it's a KP.
Yeah.
Kind of brings up an interesting point, actually. Would you be concerned about killing another player?
Fuck no.
Nope.
Yeah.
They come
Don't
after me, it's
don't
survival of
start
the fittest.
Yeah. Don't start none,
Yeah.
won't beat none, as the old adage.
And plus, good equipment and money and stuff. I mean, it's horrible to think about like that, but, if you gotta survive.
I mean, if you're gonna kill me anyway, I might as well get some
Yeah.
good food off of your ass, so.
Yeah.
What's this?
By the way, Kirito had to kill players in the game, so he's technically a murderer.
I would then make
Yeah.
a point of wearing all the trophies that I got off every player I ever killed in front of everyone else. Yeah, I got this one from that guy, and this helmet. Yeah, that dude.
Remember him? No one else does. So what
I
was
would
your...
probably craft armor. That's probably what I'd do. Because
That works.
We'll work together, Casey.
armor, clothing, yeah, whatever.
We'll become the richest bastards in that place.
Sure.
Casey would make clothes, and you'd make the weaponry.
You make mine sound so badass, and what's Casey doing? I'm making clothes.
Hey. Part of being
Tailoring
badass,
is a legitimate skill.
yeah, part of
Yeah.
badass is having badass clothes. Someone has to make them. You think those capes just come out of nowhere? No, someone made those. Flowing capes and upturned collars.
Feathers
That-
and hats.
Yeah, that fucking shirt didn't embroider itself with gold trim.
Yeah.
I think I would try for the smithing, but unless there was a quick way to cheat it, I don't think I'd stick with it because it would take too much time.
Kind of having some of the supplementary skills that can help you, like being able to repair your own armor and stuff would be nice. Just getting some of the smaller things from different jobs to just help you out.
So what I'm hearing here is no one would take cooking as their skill.
Fuck no.
No.
If cooking gives you buffs, if cooking gives you some legitimate buffs in battle, yes, I would take it and I would boost all my stats.
Because it's not about skill, it's about just grinding the same recipe until you're good at it.
Yeah. And then you just...
Did SAO have, like, potions and stuff? Would alchemy be a skill?
Maybe.
Probably.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Sword Art Online game that I heard rumors about them in progress or something like that, but
They made
It's
one.
out. It's on the PSP.
well, I mean like an MMO.
Yeah.
Oh,
Style.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
So, what was your addendum, Casey?
What would you do if you were stuck in Log Horizon?
there
There is a very specific difference between the two in that Log Horizon, well, one, you can do magic, but more importantly, you can't die.
yeah.
Well, you can die, you get revived, but with some of your memories missing.
Everything I just said only turned up to 100.
Yeah. Rather than,
I would just explore.
I
That would be
just
so amazing.
explore and kill things.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Like, I would just be like, screw focusing on trying to survive all the time. I'm just gonna have a good time.
Yeah, Kenshi doesn't need his memories. Kenshi just needs you to know that he's badass. And as long as you know that, he's
You
fine.
just like by the end of it, like after a year, you're just like, I'm Kenshi. And you're like, do you have any memories from your past before this? No, but I know I'm Kenshi.
That's
all you need to know.
That's all you need to know, too.
You won't even remember your name. It's just, who are you? Badass.
I'll have to get my name tattooed on myself to make sure I remember it somehow.
And then you're just like, you're just Kenshi. That's it. That's all you
Right
need to
on
know.
your chest. Hi, I'm Kenshi.
Well, you would still know you're Kenshi because that's your designation in the game. You wouldn't know your real name.
Oh, well, fuck it, I'm Kenshi. Whatever. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in that scenario, I'd just try to raise enough funds to get like a small house, like build my own house, and then just
Yeah.
do whatever. I mean,
Live a life.
I would give up on going back to the real world instantly.
Yep.
Yeah.
The second I got there.
Yeah.
Houses. Kenshi has no need of a home. Kenshi's home is where his spirit roams.
I would totally go exploring though, because like a lot of the time in Log Horizon, you see they're all holed up in towns a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they proved it within like 6 episodes that there's amazing stuff to see in that world.
Yeah.
And they just don't do it.
I've never actually seen the show. I won't lie.
It's very, very good.
Very good.
The first season. Second season drags in places, but you know.
Yeah.
I will have to look at it this weekend.
But totally, just going out, leveling up and getting awesome stuff, inventing new things, through skill proficiencies and whatnot. Like how Shiro created the contract magic.
Yeah, and they made a steam engine.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
I do like the mix of video game and real world logic they have going. Like, you can't cook unless you know how and your skill is high enough.
Yeah, there are items that can supplement it, but other than that, yes.
What would you do if you were trapped in the video game Trains?
What?
If you were trapped...
Oh, trains. You still remember that after I showed it? Okay.
Yes!
I have to ask, what?
Trains. It's, those train simulator games?
Right.
It's one of those, only so bad.
Oh, jeez.
I'll link you the video once we're done recording.
I would make the train go off the rails and then just die.
Multi-track drifting.
See, that's the thing. Staying on the rails is the real challenge, so you could just do anything and it'd come off the rails. You could get to the end of the track and it'd come off the rails. Because there's no more track. There's no more world. It just goes off into the vast infinite nothingness.
Into the abyss.
Yeah.
Love
the
it.
ugly yellowish abyss.
Then you just crank up the speed and just sit back and relax. Until it crashes.
Just
In which
ride.
case, you go through the windshield. But, until then, it's real relaxing.
Right.
Okay. I have a question on that then. A question. In which game or show would you rather be in that universe?
Dark Souls.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. We asked a similar question to this once. What
Ah.
property would you rather be in? And a lot of the time it ended up being, well, this is medieval, so everyone dies of dysentery. Or this is modern day, and it's just modern day unless you are the title character. So
Okay.
why pick that? So I think most of us picked a future setting or a modern day setting with a specific twist.
I'm
I
going
think
to
someone
pick
picked
up
a
Majora's
superhero
Mask, so I'll just go to the Legend of Zelda world. Woo, there we go. Great. Fun. Poop in a
You
hole.
realize-
Enjoy dysentery.
Yeah, you do realize it's basically
Well-
medieval, right?
I would rather take dysentery
There's
over,
potions, though.
getting Ganonized or
That's the
something.
thing, though. There's potions in the Legend of Zelda world that heal everything.
You would rather
Literally
take
everything.
you would rather get dysentery than get Ganonized? You, my friend, have never had dysentery.
Would you rather be turned into a random pig monster? Whoa.
Yes, I
I
would.
forgot who I was talking to.
To get dysentery? Yes.
Yes, everything's meant for dysentery.
I'm specifically, I think I'll go with Dark Souls 2, because if you beat the quest, if you do the end of everything, then you become immortal with no downsides. You beat the curse, and that's
Yeah,
it.
and you've got friends.
Also, Estus cures everything.
Oh, yeah, they did the second ending for Dark Souls 2, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the crowns, you don't hollow ever. That's it. That's the end
You
of
have
the
the
curse.
cure.
For you.
Yeah. And
Everyone else is
technically,
fucked.
You have a few other crowns. You could probably share it with people that you like.
Sort of. It's kind of wonky if New Game Plus is canon, or possible, or... Yeah.
I had to ask. I was just curious. Sorry about
Oh, it's a good question.
Yeah. So, last question from Neil.
I got one too, in case you want to hit.
Oh, yeah, okay. How long have we got left? We could probably fit it in.
It's a short question.
Neil's question. Why are there no good One Piece fics? Basically, he asks whether One Piece is too perfect for people to actually try and base anything
Here's
off of it.
the thing.
No.
One Piece
no.
is kind of linear.
It's not that it's linear so much as it's very much based around the characters.
Yeah.
And if you can't get the characters right, which a lot of people can't, because that is a very specific dynamic that they have going, then you are not going to write a good fic.
Yeah.
What was the question? I was reading something at the time, so I missed.
Why are there no good One Piece fics?
Oh.
Yeah.
Not
And
entirely
it's
true,
also,
but most of them are rubbish.
It's not just the characters, though. It's also the setting is so humongous and big out there that if you're going to, like there's a lot of sea out there. There's a lot of islands that they haven't gone to as well. Like, if you're going to divert from the plot and you're just going to be like, let's not go linear, it's a hard question of, okay, where do you go now?
Yeah. You got to construct that shit basically from scratch for most
You
of
have
it.
to build that from scratch, and you have to make it interesting, and you have to make it awesome, and not everybody can do that. Kenshi can do that.
I mean, how much time did you spend on making Constellation Island, Ken?
Fucking 2 hours after a fucking thought, I realized, you know what, I need more islands. And I realized, what's an interesting idea for an island? How about a gigantic fucking meteor or something? Where it's
How
always...
about a giant middle finger?
I love that
On
island.
fire.
I'm not gonna lie. It's just a little monkey. Fucking flipping me off. Fucking love that. I kid you not, and this will sound fanboy. I will go back to read those chapters because of the humor in it. Just like, don't you dare fucking do it. You just flipped me off.
And not being familiar with One Piece, I think just it shares a similar problem with Bleach, where it's just too linear to really do anything.
Yeah.
Unless you want to put in a lot of work, anyway.
I feel it's linear if you want to use stuff like the main characters, because honestly, and I can never say the guy's name right, the fucking author.
Eiichiro Oda.
Thank you.
I mumbled that a bit, but...
He's constantly going with his characters on the same path, not like linear, but there's no downtime, besides like a time skip that they've done. You always know what they're all doing, so you can't really just branch it off.
And there's also the problem of you need to go to certain places to get up certain party members or crew members. If you don't if you don't go to those places to get the crew members, then those crew members will not typically exist in your
It
story.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
So you have to go that route. And if you don't go that route, you have to do some very interesting thinking about how you're going to get that crew member in there, if you're going to get the crew member in there at all.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
also just find someone else on the fucking long
you
cast of
could
characters.
there's a whole bunch of characters you could
God,
use.
he is.
He
Tons
created a
of them.
shit ton of good people that you could use for various roles.
Yeah. I don't know why you ended up making OCs, Ken, when you literally had so many options.
He has,
but
what,
it
one?
worked for you.
I borrowed one. Like some dude was early in the story, and some dude asked me to use his OC, and I was like, I looked at it and was like, you know what? Why not? So I did.
Yeah, and, you
Worked
know,
out.
everyone else is like part of him. You know, like fucking Byron. I didn't even know who the fuck Byron was until I'm reading history. Like, who the fuck is Byron? The name sounds familiar. Then I look on the wiki. Like, oh fuck, really? Huh?
Excuse me a second. I need to. One Piece wiki. I honestly thought that was an OC.
No. So, see, I did too. It's like, why does that sound familiar? And it's showing it on the wiki, like the likes and dislikes. Like,
Yeah, I
fuck,
looked
I'm
him up.
an idiot.
I actually looked him up when I first saw that.
I mean, I think I've only seen one OC, and that was Soren, and everything else is part of the canon. Just the Oda never writes about him as much anymore, so it's like Kenshi's all mine, you're mine.
Yes, he spotlighted enough characters that I know enough about them that I can use them.
Yeah. See, this is the good version of what Kubo does. Kubo creates characters because he's bored and then does nothing with them.
He also goes off on random tangents with his chapters.
I'll rephrase. He does nothing with them, but he leaves them in the spotlight.
Right.
Oda creates a bunch of characters, and then it's not that important. Maybe I can bring them back later, but for right now, they're just there. They have names, but it's not a big deal.
And he has a habit of like doing those things at the start of like chapters where there's just like a one shot of a random character in the series doing something somewhere, so you get to know about them through that too. So
yeah, like they show what CP9 did after the fucking NES lobby thing.
We haven't actually covered Boku no Hero, but in that there's a lot of side characters and stuff, but they each sort of you get to know each of them. So they're not just like, oh, this character with a name, or they don't do anything. You get to know enough about them. You're like, oh, I like that character, even though they don't show up that much.
Mm.
And, you know, it's a kind of a delicate sort of balance to achieve, and, you know, when you get it, it's really awesome.
Mm. And meanwhile, Naruto, since we're doing the big three, invents a load of characters that just did not feel like they needed to be there.
Yeah, like, oh god. Or just goes batshit insane with at the end.
Yeah, so that answers that question, I guess, maybe?
I got one.
Real quick, Ken, what's your question?
Okay, so Ryu Hitsia21, I think is his call sign here. He asked me an awesome question yesterday while I was streaming on Twitch. And it was totally random. I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and it just like the most random-ass question ever. He asked me, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Did you already answer that?
No.
Where did I read that up at?
I would fight the horse-sized duck. I'm going to say that right now. I would
The duck's
fight it.
gonna rape.
I would
I'm not
fight
kidding.
it and
Ducks
then make.
rape anything. It's going to stick its penis in your butt.
I will fight it and then I will make it into a mount, and then we will go off with. And I'll name him a chocobo, and then it'll be good.
Okay, I was gonna pick the 100 horses, but Zero's won me over with the duck mount. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that.
I'd pick the horses because then you could tame them, and then you have horse stampedes.
Yes, but
mini
the problem
horses.
is how are you going to stop? How are you going to stop that many horses?
kicking them.
Kick
They're
them.
the size of a duck, which means
Yes,
weight.
but it's like there's so many of them; they never end.
About a foot tall.
And
You
eventually,
could just slowly capture them, and then you could make a business out of it. Do you have any idea how crazy people would be for that?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ponies are just small horses. Imagine if you could have tiny
And
horses.
here's the thing about fighting a horse-sized duck. Ducks are dicks when they're regular sized. Do you have any idea what a horse-sized duck would do to you?
Like I just said, it will stick its penis in you. That's what they do. That's all they do. Oh,
Sorry.
duck. That's ew.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'd fight 100 duck-sized horses. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna go with
horse-sized
duck-sized.
duck. Horse-sized duck mount sounds awesome, but
It does sound awesome.
The danger of it, though.
yeah.
Like, how are you gonna fight it? He said, did they say barehanded? Because, like, do you really want to get into...
I was assuming it was barehanded. He didn't specify. I'm assuming it's bare hands. So for the sake of this question, it's barehanded.
Yeah, like, you gonna get into
If
a
it's not
boxing
barehanded,
match?
I would take a baseball bat to a duck.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're gonna get into a boxing fight with a horse-sized duck? Fuck that. No. That's frightening.
Well, you could swing yourself onto its back and then just punch it in the back of the head.
They can turn their heads all the way around.
Yeah, are you athletic enough to pull that off, Casey?
He'd eat my face. Okay, never mind then.
He would turn his head around, look at you with those giant horse-sized eyes, and then beat you with his head relentlessly.
I would beat him with a shovel. It's the most powerful weapon.
Anyway.
I'd get my hone edge and then chop down the tree.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then the tree would fall on him and then it would work.
Do you not realize that sword would kill you?
He realizes we've told him enough times.
I realize it. I don't care.
You wouldn't live long enough to enjoy your duck mount.
You know what?
That would be a worthy weapon to fight a giant duck, though. I mean, like, what better way to... Imagine the tabloids or the newspaper obituary.
Like, it's cool to just have a hone edge, because with a dub blade, then you look like Kirito, and with an Aegis Slash, then you're just like, okay, you have a shield, you wuss.
I don't want to
With a hone edge...
Rock shield, that looked pretty good. It worked,
With
too.
a hone edge, you're just like, I have one sword, and that's all I need. I can do this one-handed or two-handed. Let's see how this works out.
Yes, but your shield can use cut.
This is...
Because you taught it cut when it was still a sword.
Zero, you have a sword and a ribbon. Well, okay, the ribbon would probably be wrapped around your neck, but I mean, you'd have one.
You know what, though? It would be like it would end up looking like a cool scarf that kills me.
Your face would match the blue of your scarf.
I don't care.
Hey.
A moment of pain for an afterlife of glory.
Speaking of blue, what's blue all over?
No,
Dead
you're
baby,
not doing
swear to
this.
God.
A dead baby at the bottom of the pool.
Gosh.
Question mark character from
The
Binding.
horrible part is that I would have to float for a while. And then we just have to leave it. And then we get horribly disfigured because of all the water and everything. Oh, that's disgusting.
Moving on. We are moving on now. That's disturbing. Harry. Do we have anywhere to go from here, or is it wrap up?
Recommendations?
Right.
I recommend the Ruby Volume 2 soundtrack. It's cool. Yay.
I can second that.
I'll link Caffeine, because Casey Lee Williams trying to be badass rocker is still adorable.
Give me a minute. I might have something.
Okay, let's vamp. Ken,
Yo.
do you have anything to add to this moment while we're vamping?
What moment in particular?
This one.
Hey, damn it. I'm looking up more dead baby jokes.
I actually do
That's
have,
what I was hoping for, but you failed
I
me.
actually do have a
I
recommendation.
got a few of them, but let's not.
I actually have a recommendation.
Okay, go for it.
It's Zan Long. The premise is former SWAT member is he becomes a security guard, and then he ends up, he's retired and everything, and he ends up becoming a bodyguard for this rich chick, and they're all playing this whole virtual reality MMO type thing, right? And so this dude, with all his like SWAT experience and everything, he has to go and protect her in real life and in the game, but they end up going to different places, so he's just on his own right now. It's really interesting because it's an MMO and everything, but he goes with a healer as his main class. He's a healer, but he puts all his points in strength. So what ends up happening is he gets like, he's not as powerful as anything else, but he just heals himself at the right time to fight and everything, and it's really cool.
Fist is not a healing spell. Just
No,
putting that out there.
He gets good at healing and then alchemy and everything, while also using his training as, you know, in the SWAT and everything to be good at fighting and whatnot. And it's really cool how it develops. I like it. It updates daily with the translations.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Slicer?
Yeah, I finally found it. I am not going through puberty again. It's, as the name would imply, a redo fic. Only, it's Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, and Hinata all going back. And the thing about it is, in the future, or present when the fic starts, Naruto has sealed away every time jutsu he comes across. Just, he does not want to go back. It's a stupid idea. He's happy with his life. And, something happens, I forget, and they just get sent back anyway, just because. And they inexplicably have all of their skills, their power, their chakra, their jutsu, that kind of thing. So they just make a mockery of everything. It's also funny because they don't remember half of the stuff that happened when they were Genin. So they just like half remember everything. It's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah, because I already remember everything. Like, you're not going to remember everything perfectly.
Yeah, that's usually a device that you use when you're writing a time travel fic. You have the character forget things, whether conveniently or inconveniently.
It's kind of both in this, but they just kind of power through it because they're so absurdly powerful. And yeah, it's amusing. Also, the first time, Hinata's like slightly crazy, and it's very, yeah, you'd have to read the first chapter, because it happens then, but the rest of the clan fears her now.
As
She's
well.
only slightly crazy. Slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other recommendations?
Paragon of Korra from Deus Ex Swiftblade. It's a continuation on his Naruto Avatar crossover that, you know, I've read it to be one of the better fictions out there, and it's on its first chapter right now, but he's been known to update at a pretty steady pace, where it has, you know, follows what I hope would be following along the, you know, Legend of Korra storyline with its own variations on the mix, as due to, you know, having Naruto and such in the picture. So that's actually one of my all-time favorites so far.
Okay. Ken, do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay, then.
Before that,
I guess we're done for this week.
Akito, have you read his fic, The Misplaced, the Naruto Mass Effect crossover?
Yes.
Is it any good? Because that looks good.
From what I've read it, and I've never played Mass Effect, but I'm actually enjoying it. It's one of those I've actually looked at the wiki on it to understand the story, and it plays it straight. It's not half insane like you'd see some people doing crossovers where, I don't know what we're doing. We're doing something, but apparently I found it to be following at least what I know off the wiki, but the writing is very, very well done, and I enjoy it immensely.
Alright, cool. I'm not so much into Korra, but I'll definitely give that one a try.
I'm wary of Mass Effect fics now.
A bit, yeah, but...
Mass
Mass
Effect.
Effect 3, you fucked so much up.
Hey, don't worry about it. Be excited for Mass Effect 4. Yeah.
That series is dead to me.
They will have Kyling in it just to spite me.
Mass Effect 4 will have multiplayer, guys. It's going to be multiplayer.
So you can have multiple Kylings. Fucking wonderful.
You know what'll cheer you up? What's there a dead baby and a trampoline?
Oh, God.
I don't jump on a trampoline.
When you jump on a trampoline, you take your boots off.
I have so many of those I don't want to say.
I would like to thank everybody for tolerating the Fandom Flux podcast episode 74.
That's appropriate.
If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the blogspot page with the comments or on personal profiles on fanfiction.net or to the YouTube channel through the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. Well, once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode 470. What number is it?
Whatever number it is.
74? Something like that. Bye now.
See ya.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
How you stop a baby crawling around in circles?